Happy Life Results book reading group.
Hey everybody, welcome back.
Thanks guys. We're on a section called Willpower, and we're in stage 3, the hero. So we're in the application stage, the hero stage. All right, so we're going to start with reading this section about willpower. Well, it's about so much more than that.
Yes.
If we use the size of the sun as a representation of your subconscious mind's processing power, how big do you think the conscious mind would be? Let that sink in for a second. How big do you think it would be? The Earth, the moon, Africa, a blue whale? How about the size of your thumb? Yep.
Yeah, so really quick, we were talking the last couple days about the difference in conscious and subconscious, just to refresh you, and we're talking about the difference in the processing power. So we used dollars before, right?
Yes.
Okay, so now we're comparing the size. If you take the processing power and convert it into size.
Yeah.
So subconscious is the size of the sun. Conscious, the size of the thumb. How about the size of your thumb? Yep. And if we use traditional methods which try to brute force your subconscious into submission by sheer willpower, it's about as futile as trying to move the sun with your thumb.
But if you hold your thumb up really close to your face, it blots out the sun. Well, comical, there is an interesting power dynamic going on between the two. No matter how powerful the subconscious, as far as we know, our conscious mind and its 2,000 bits per second processes get the final say on everything that's happening at the present moment.
The subconscious gets first crack at it, since it interprets the senses much more quickly. But in the end, the thumb gets to tell the sun what is going on in the world. And even though the thumb is no match for the sun in a head-to-head battle, if the thumb succeeds in convincing the sun that moving somewhere else is in its best interest, hold on for the ride.
Yeah, so the subconscious gets first crack at it. And so like if you think about any time where we're going to talk about this later, but when you touch something that's hot and you just jerk your hand away, that action, that thing, it happened before you consciously realized why you jerked your hand away.
And then you went, oh, what happened? Oh, and then you made sense of what
one time I touched ice and I thought it was hot from the stove because I didn't know, and I jerked it away just the same as if it were going to burn me, because I got that instant feedback and it felt like I was being burned, but it was really just very cold.
I remember there was an experiment where you take one bucket of ice water and one bucket of hot water, and depending on which hand you put one in, then when you touch lukewarm water, it's a different temperature in your head, even though the temperature it's constant.
We should do that again. That's fun.
Yeah, that's fun. But yeah, with the subconscious, we respond to a sense before we've put meaning into it. And so when we talked the other day about feel, think, act, a lot of times it's more like feel, act, think.
Yeah.
But then that's fat, so that's probably fat thinking.
Yeah. Oh, I loved that we gave you another example, because we used the dollar example and then now we use the size one. And it's just really helpful to think about the extreme difference of the processing power. Like, it's so extreme.
You know what's funny is we used a size thing because thinking of 200 million per second, it's hard to picture 200 million. Like, oh, but the sun, we can picture the sun.
But we can't.
We can't. Like, when you have ever seen a model that represents the size difference between the sun and the earth is just this little dot. We don't really have a picture of what the sun, like, we see this version of the sun.
Yeah.
And that's probably the version we have in our head of the subconscious.
Yeah, and a lot of models of the solar system will have the sun disproportionately small.
Yes, so that you can see everything. Otherwise, you'd have this big blob and then dots that you couldn't see all of them.
Yeah, microscopic.
Yeah. So, yeah, but realizing the subconscious powers, the power of the sun, is a power you have access to. It's not just what we think of consciously.
Yes.
And that's all of the really higher processing things that you do if you're in any kind of sports, or you've done backflips, or you do playing the piano, or tying your shoe, or reading, or all those higher processes.
Getting dressed, taking a shower.
Yeah.
You're doing it without really thinking about what you're doing.
Even some conversations happen without really
Driving, people do that with driving.
Yep, you just get in autopilot mode.
Yeah.
And autopilot has its pros and cons. If we didn't use some form of autopilot with everything we do, we would overwhelm our conscious mind.
Yeah.
But if we don't engage in figuring out what our real intentions and what we care about and making choices, if we live our whole life on autopilot, then nothing ever changes.
Mm-hmm.
So figuring out where to use autopilot, where to use conscious mind,
Yeah.
how to, we're going to move directly into what do we do with this, you have this amazing power of the sun. What do we do with
Yeah.
that?
Yes. Okay, so we'll leave them with that.
Yeah, okay. See you
All
guys
right,
tomorrow.
see you tomorrow.